Luke John Harrison here. Welcome to the 150th episode of the Daily Boom! I want to tell you a story that happened to me some time ago when I was in my local gym, training hard as I always do, doing some heavy lifting. And when you're lifting heavy, the heaviest sometimes that you can lift, you tend to make a little noise. It's very difficult to really push yourself to your limits while staying silent and very quiet. If you're pushing hard, doing a press, a squat, whatever, personally, I'll sometimes let out a shop or a oosh or a hop or a ho, ho. When it's hard, it's hard. If you're pushing to your limits, you very rarely are quiet. You ever had very, very incredibly passionate sex quietly? Doesn't happen. If your sex is quiet, your sex is boring, right? So, moving on from that anyway, doing some lifts, making a little odd noises here and there as I do when you're pushing hard. And so I left, and then the next time I showed up, one of the guys in the gym who works there is like, "Oh, Luke, you know, one of the guys was telling us yesterday you were training and you were making a bit of noise as you were pressing, you know, and it was really putting off some of the people, you know. One guy nearly dropped a weight on him because, you know, you give him a shock as you sort of, you know, shout it out. Can you just, like, keep it down?" And at first I was like, I thought it was a wind-up. I was like, "Are you winding me up, mate? You want me to not train as hard because I'm putting other people off? Because my intensity, if you will, is putting people off. It's making people feel bad. Like, what is a gym for? A gym is for training. It's for working out. It would be a very different story if I was like going, but that's not the case. That's not what I do. You guys have seen, if you've watched my videos, you'll see me train. When you're pushing heavy weight, you do let out a bit of noise. That's just the way it is. If you're pushing hard, you let out noise. And so I kind of just laughed about it, laughed it off and thought, I cannot believe how ridiculous this sounds. But the thing is, in life, people are going to want you to make less noise. People aren't going to want you to stand out. People aren't going to want you to work harder than them. People aren't going to want you to succeed. Keep it down. No, don't do that. Don't make too much of a mess. Don't attract attention to yourself. You'll get that a lot from parents and friends and stuff. Don't do that. You're attracting too much attention. Sometimes you have to make noise in this life to get noticed. And especially if you want to get yourself out there and do something of worthy value, of success, sometimes you need to make a ruckus, make a noise. And there'll always be somebody telling you shouldn't. I basically got told that day to train less intensely. Don't push so hard, Luke. Slow down. No, you speed up. Maybe it's time that you speed it up. Maybe it's time that you start to work a bit harder. And it was a funny day that, because like I still kind of laugh about it to this day. Like, in the gym that I own at the Total Fitness Tribe, I encourage noise. I'm like, let it out, scream it out, go for it. Come on, give it all you've got. No one's judging you. I get excited when that shit happens. But I know it's a different atmosphere in a commercial gym. People just want to kind of trot through and do the bit, and that's cool. That's their choice. But it's there for everybody. If people want to do their thing, you let them do their thing, whatever their thing is. But in life, people are going to challenge you and test you and ask you to keep it down. Don't make so much of an impact. Change your method. The fact is, if it's producing results, people's opinions can go fuck. And everyone's got an opinion. Results are the most important thing in your life. Whatever way you get them, whatever way. Everyone has their own method, their own technique. But don't let somebody put you off going for what you want. Don't let somebody put you off doing what you enjoy. And the fact is, after I got that comment, I was a little bit self-conscious. I was like, oh, like, are people looking at me now? It kind of planted in my head for a few days. But after that, I was like, well, I'm going to do what I always do. What's the worst that could happen? I'm going to train for me. You know, people are always going to look at you when you're doing something that others don't. People are always going to point the finger. People criticize me and question me for these videos. You shouldn't be saying that. You can't talk like that. You can't swear. You can't do that. Hey, my results are speaking bigger than your opinions ever will, mate. You have to remember that in life. What are you paying that for? What are you doing that for? What are you putting yourself through that? What are you getting up that early for? What are you going there after a hard day's work for? What are you doing that? What are you working with him for? What are you working with her for? What are you doing? What are you question, opinion. Results. Destroy all that. They wipe the board clean. And the only thing that you need to focus on today and forever is your results. People's opinions will come and go. And they give less of a shit than you think. The fact is, that was a long time ago now and it's totally forgotten about. And so will those other opinions that you continually will get if you're pushing out your comfort zone, if you're challenging yourself and bettering yourself. Results over opinions. Don't let anybody else tell you how you should and shouldn't rule your life and should and shouldn't do things. That's up to you to decide. Is it producing results? Is it serving you? Is it helping you? If it is, keep doing it. Peace out. Share these words for anybody that needs to hear them.